This month, you'll see a few updates to existing features that were suggested by our user community. We really enjoy hearing feedback to improve the features you use every day, so reach out to us and let us know what you'd like to see in the future. For this month, we have added a new sync between your market products and inventory to ensure that you don't miss any sales in your online store, and a new feature on the inventory usage report to help you take month end stock. There are also updates to the calendar, a new import for your grow locations, enhanced searching, and an improved yield calculation for layer chickens. Let's take a look. The first new feature that you'll see is a more direct link between your market products and your inventory items. We'll navigate to inventory, and as an example, let's find the hot peppers that we sell in our FarmBright online store. When we add or remove from the inventory quantity available, we'll see an action to update the linked product amount available. If you've ever added items to your inventory for a crop harvest or animal yield that should be available for your customers to purchase, but forgot to check this option, you can now avoid that in the future by selecting to check this box by default on any one of your items. Let's edit the inventory item details, and we'll see a new checkbox for Update Product Amount Available when adding or removing. With this feature selected, your inventory additions and removals will always be reflected in your online store product quantities available for sale for the product connected to this inventory item. This ensures that what you add to the back storage room is also available for sale in your online shop. Realize that this checkbox is optional, as we also know there are situations where you might not want this to be checked by default. Perhaps you sell some of your harvest in your store, but also keep a portion of it for existing orders, CSA shares, or just to use around your farm. Also, while making this selection, we'll default that checkbox on. You can always uncheck it if you have a specific inventory change that should not be reflected in your market product inventory. Additionally, you can set up that connection on an individual inventory item basis. So if it's applicable to some of your manufactured finished products that are always for sale, you can check in on them, but leave it unchecked on other things like raw harvests of vegetables or hay that you might need to use to feed your cows over the winter. And speaking of inventory, you'll also have a new feature on the inventory usage report to see your ending quantity as of a specific date. Let's move over to reports, select resources, and run the inventory usage report. This report has always shown you the current amount available as of the day that you run the report, but we know that you might not always have time to access FarmBright and get the data on the exact day that you need to take your inventory stock. You can now set a starting and ending date range to adjust these amounts for a specific time period. For example, maybe we were curious to see the usage over the last quarter, so we can change the date range, update, and now see the ending amount of inventory that we had as of September 30th. So if the last day of the month falls on a day that you have off, you can still easily see what your month end stock was by selecting an end date. Next, we'll go to the planting section, where you'll see that your ability to import data has been expanded to grow locations. If you've recently completed your growing season and are contemplating making some field layout changes for next year, you can now easily add more fields through an import. Or maybe you're just expanding your business and need to add more acreage for grazing your animals as well. Either way, you'll have a helpful template as a starting point to import your data for your new grow locations. Next, we've also updated the schedule to be more responsive for our international customers outside of the United States. The calendar will now recognize your geographic location and display different formats based on it. You'll see things like the starting day of the week change from Sunday to Monday or Saturday, and the time reflect the customary 24-hour or 12-hour clock, depending on your specific location. And as a bonus for all users, regardless of location, you'll also see the week of the year displayed on each week too. Moving on, we've made a small change to the way the search works when searching by animal tag number. In the past, you would have to type the entire ID in order to find the animal. The search now functions as a wildcard, so that we can easily find animals based on the last digits of the tag number. And while we're looking at animals, let's go over to our livestock groups and navigate to the yield tab on this group of chickens. You'll now see a new yield rate calculation specifically designed for layer poultry tracked and set groups. The formula for this day rate differs from the standard formula in that it takes into account the number of animals in the set each day. and divides the total egg production by the total number of animal days to arrive at a more accurate rate. This helps you better account for additions and removals of animals in the set group over a period of time. So if you're purchasing or selling any of the animals in the flock, you'll now see a more accurate yield rate. And that's going to wrap it up for this month. Reach out to us if you have any questions. We're always glad to help you.